Hello everyone. Just waiting for our guests to join, and then we'll get started. Just bear with me. Hi. Cool. While we're waiting for our guests to join, I'll give everyone a little bit of an insight as to what we're going to be talking about. So this is going to be another live stream about NFTs and our mint on demand service. And we're going to be chatting with our partners Bondly, who are at the forefront of NFT technology. And we're going to be talking about the ins and outs of NFTs, covering everything from environmental impact to royalties, minting after purchase, and that kind of thing. So just waiting for them to join, and then we can get started. Looks like Bonnley have arrived. Just invited them to join. Hello.
Hello. How are you doing?
Hello. Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm very well, yes. Sorry, I'm a minute or two late, but yeah.
No, we're all good. We're all good. That's fine. So good to have you on. Thanks for joining.
Hmm.
Would you mind giving our viewers like a bit of an introduction to you, and what you do at Bonnley?
Of course, yeah. So hello, everyone. My name is Chaz, or Charles if you're from the UK, and I am the CMO at Bonnley. So Bonnley, I suppose we'll talk a bit more about who Bonnley are and what we do in a bit. But obviously, my role there as CMO is to oversee all of our marketing and comms. But actually, it's a lot more about that. It's a lot more than that. Sorry, it's all about working with creators like yourselves and fans like yourselves to create meaningful experiences. And actually, a lot of what my role involves is thinking of new ways to create unique experiences using NFT technology. So it's a really exciting, from a marketing perspective, certainly, as a marketing professional, it's a great opportunity to take my discipline and kind of, expand it into whole new realms. One of which, of course, is with Spring. So very, very excited to be here today talking to you all.
Yeah, thanks so much for the intro. I'm excited to dive into everything Bonnley and NFTs. And hi, Jason. Noticed you just joined as well. Would you like to give everyone a little introduction to who you are and what you do at Spring?
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm Jason Schaefer. I'm a senior creator partner manager here at Spring. Cool thing is that what I do here is I help connect creators with their fans and their communities through the power of merch. And I also help with some like go-to-market strategy activations with tangible products, but also digital collectibles such as NFTs. So I'm really excited to talk about the industry and talk shop today with you guys.
Amazing. Thanks for the intro. Jason, would you be able to give the viewers a quick reminder as to what Mint on Demand is and why we actually sort of created the service in the first place?
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. And the really cool thing, the magic of this whole thing is that buying and selling an NFT is easy as buying and selling a hoodie on the Spring site. There's no upfront costs, there's no minting fees. You don't have to have crypto to pay it to purchase it. You can pay with a credit card. So it really effectively, lowers that barrier to entry into the NFT space, digital collectibles, and Web3 as a whole. So pretty cool opportunity we have here at Spring with the partnership with Bondly. And so, yeah, I think it's really unique and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, for sure. It's so exciting for this service to really just make it a lot easier for creators to be able to enter the space. So yeah, super exciting. And Charles, could you just speak a bit more about Bondly and like what they do and like why Bonley are kind of interested in diving into this creator space in the NFT world.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I mean, we're super interested in this space because we exist primarily to, as I mentioned earlier, to bring creators and fans closer, and our technologies through NFTs and NFTs are, I mean, we can talk a bit more about what NFTs are and how NFTs operate. I'm assuming a little bit of knowledge already exists in the audience here today, but ultimately it's such an exciting and unique space, and we essentially are a blockchain startup business founded on the principles of creating unique experiences using NFTs, and clearly, you know, one of the richest applications is you know, creating that kind of connection between fan and creator and vice versa. And so obviously our technologies include metaverse technology. So we have a sort of a sister company that focuses very much on the metaverse and experiences in the metaverse, and we have you know, a GameFi company, so very much focusing around the experiences of gaming. But Bondly itself is very much focused on enabling brand partners and individuals to utilize NFT technologies in really exciting ways. And obviously, as I mentioned before, you know, this opportunity with Spring, you know, is our biggest partnership to date in regards to, you know, bringing you know, everybody really into our world. You know, until this point, NFTs and use of NFTs felt a bit alien to some people, and it felt like it might be a bit of a fad, or it might be technologically challenging. But the Mint on Demand platform really kind of breaks down so many barriers, and that's ultimately what we're here to do.
100%. Yeah, so exciting. And I'd like to touch a little bit, both of you, kind of like, both of you are obviously kind of immersed in the creative space every day. I'd love to sort of talk a bit more about like why you both think NFTs and Web3 are an important next step for creators. Like, why is this the future? I don't know who wants to go first, but I'll let you decide.
Yeah,
After you, Jason. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, excellent. Yeah, so I have a kind of a unique take, and of course, like NFTs in the future of the creator economy is going to be huge. But the one thing that I'm really excited about is creator DAOs, or decentralized autonomous organizations. I think those are the future, and really the aim for Web3 is to solve content ownership and provide portability of these digital assets, right? So it's by tokenizing them, and being able to tokenize your brand as a creator is really the value here. And you can really allow for additional utility going forward. And really the cool thing additionally, when I see this in the future, is that where this allows for creators to kind of own their own work effort really, and provide transparency into their community as well, allowing them to, you know, vote on governance on what comes out next, you know, with their next brand or their next content, you know, just really, or next even merchandise, you know. So like that's really where I see this going in the future, and I'm really excited about it.
Nice. And Charles, what's your kind of take on that?
Yeah, you know what, Jason, that was a fantastic summary. But look, you know, and I think you really touched on a great point, I think, which is for me, and it's you know, for Bondly, you know, it's always been about looking beyond just the media attached to NFTs. I think a lot of people focus on NFTs as a, you know, as an image or as a video or as a piece of media. But ultimately it's, as you mentioned there, Jason, it's applications beyond that. So it's the ability to, for example, to mark a moment in time. You know, something that Bondly are, you know, are very interested in is kind of use of NFTs to mark fan experiences in regards to kind of physical experiences as well. So, you know, almost, I think the way they often use the term, I believe, is proof of attendance. You know, I was there. You know, I received this NFT. And by receiving this NFT in that way, I have evidence that I was there at that particular moment, and whether that's, you know, watching a live act or whether it's engaging with the creator, whatever it might be, that's a really exciting space for me. I think that opens up new realms of creativity. But other than that, as you mentioned as well, Jason, you know, it's the ability to share ownership, right? And this is something I think we're going to see a lot more of in 2022 is actually more of this DAO governance approach to creation. And something, you know, that we firmly believe in actually, and you know, it's something that actually, you know, we're moving more towards as a company, is this idea of the fan and the creator forming a partnership. You know, it's no longer about just one or the other. It's actually, you know, the one and the same in many respects. And of course, there's always going to be the creators of naturally got talents, and they are going to be the, ultimately the creator. But they're getting so much input from the fan, and the ability for the fan to govern somewhat, how that creative process flows. That's really exciting. And obviously, NFTs, because you have that proof of ownership, that proof of stake, I suppose, and proof of stake in the sense of you have a stake in that creation, not proof of stake protocols, which is a whole different field. But yeah, that technology has never been enabled in quite that way before. It's not the same thing subscribing to an email list or something like that. There can only be X number of owners of this particular asset. If that asset allows you to govern a creation, then clearly, that is something quite special. And the fact that you can then trade that asset and that person receives the same utilities, again, groundbreaking. It sounds a bit geeky. It doesn't sound very exciting, but the doors that opens up is honestly, I don't think we've even really contemplated anywhere near what this technology is capable of.
Yeah, 100%. It's so exciting just to see how NFTs can really just take that, like you said, Charles, like the partnership between creators and fans, like that one step further, and just like it just opens up so many doors, which I'm super excited about. So yeah, I'd like to sort of touch a little bit on our partnership as well, and just like how did it come about and why did we really decide to work together? I don't know if Jason, you want to touch on that a little bit first.
Well, yeah, I mean, just low-hanging fruit for us. I mean, obviously, the Bondly was the absolute choice that we wanted to go with. They were already in the creator space, and they had all the knowledge and expertise that we at Spring needed for us to kind of develop this mutual product together. And so it was a no-brainer for us.
Nice.
Yeah, and ditto for obviously ditto for us as well. Spring are you're unparalleled in the in your network of creators, and as I mentioned before, our purpose, we exist to try and enable that deeper connection, richer connection between fan and creator, and you guys are, you're already there, you're doing it already, and all you need is that kind of allowing us to take you down the rabbit hole of Web3. And that's exactly what this Mint on Demand platform will do, and I think it's for us the opportunity to showcase how NFT technology really can be for everybody, and obviously what better partner than through Spring, because your creators are already doing this in so many ways, and just allowing them to do it on the blockchain is and making it so simple for them. That was a no-brainer for us.
100%. And we get quite a lot of questions, Charles, about how, we always say Bondly is a more eco-friendly option for NFTs. Could you just touch a little bit more on like how that works and how like your Polygon blockchain works, and just how essentially we're more eco-friendly in that sense?
Yeah, of course. And obviously there's a lot of information out there. Some of it's misinformation around the impact of NFTs on the environment, and obviously some of it's true, of course. But we're partners with Polygon, and Polygon is a proof of stake protocol. It's a layer 2 protocol that obviously integrates with Ethereum. They're on the EVM platform. And just to provide some context in regards to the energy that is consumed by minting an NFT on Polygon, it's over 99%. It's actually 99 point. I've got the stat here. 99.998% uses 99.998 less energy compared to proof of work blockchains. But actually, the stat that I like to say is, minting one NFT on Polygon uses as much energy as watching a live stream video for 20 minutes. So, it won't be long before everybody watching this live stream will have used as much energy watching this as it would have taken to create an NFT. So, yeah, absolutely. It's really important to us as a company, but it's obviously also really, really important to fans, and those who we're obviously enabling to interact with NFTs. We don't want people to feel that this is adversely impacting the environment. This is all about making sure we're doing right by the environment. And of course, as you guys know, we only mint after purchase as well. So the platform has been designed so that we're not just doing a mint of a certain amount and then if that amount doesn't sell for whatever reason, then we have wastage. We're very much minting based on demand for those NFTs. So another step to make sure that we're doing as much as possible for the environment here.
Yeah, definitely. That stat definitely puts things into perspective, doesn't it?
Mhm.
The live stream stat you just said. So yeah, thanks for kind of getting into that a bit. Jason, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. I just was curious to know, as a sort of strategic partner manager at Spring, like what is the kind of reaction been to Mint on Demand so far from the creators that you've worked with? Like, how are they feeling about, kind of getting into that industry, and like, how do they feel about Bondly and the minting after purchase? Like, it'd be good to know what kind of reactions we've had so far.
Yeah, I think the reactions that we're seeing with boots on the ground is kind of very similar to what we're seeing in the chat here at on the Instagram
Mm,
Live, where people are super excited to get into the space. There's been this, generally speaking, there's a bit of like a technical and maybe an intimidation factor, a barrier to entry to NFTs and Web3 as a whole. So we allow for creators and their fans to kind of ease into that industry, allow it to kind of, we guide them into it essentially. And so that's the really cool thing. And so having creators understand that, and then they're really really excited about it as well. And so we're really diving into really leaning into this opportunity, especially with the Spring Bondly partnership with our Mint on Demand service. They're very widely adopting it. They want to get into it. They want to start early on. That's the key, as Chaz was mentioning. Being early into the space is super important, and so we allow for that to happen. And that's the kind of the cool thing that we have here.
yeah, I love it. Um, Also going to talk a little bit about like sort of crypto wallets and like how that kind of works. I know like for our partnership, once the NFT is purchased by a fan, that's when the sort of crypto wallet is created. Charles, would you be able to sort of go a little bit more into that and like how that kind of works, and like why it's why that's like a benefit to some creators and their fans?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's actually one of the USPs of this platform. Really, is you don't need to have a wallet already. You don't need to understand how wallets work per se. We essentially through the platform, all we need is your email address, and we will set up a wallet for you. This is obviously done at the back end; it's automated. So, and before you get worried that we have access to that wallet, we have your keys. We absolutely do not. The idea is actually, it's quite a unique platform, allowing you to set up essentially your own wallet. So you get an email, you go through the setup process, you create your own password, essentially becomes your key. You then have, and only you have access to that wallet with your NFT in it. It's all very, very smooth, very simple, and hopefully it's, like I say, another step to ensure that creators can sell NFTs without having to worry about the technicalities and having to explain that to their community. It's as simple as signing up to anything else, really, any other platform.
Yeah, and having these wallets really kind of opens up, as you kind of touched on before, like opens up this whole world of utility between the creators and the fans. We kind of speak about like different strategies that creators can kind of like go down when launching an NFT, and like how they can use these wallets to kind of send them exclusive content. Like, is there any sort of strategies that you've seen in the creator space so far, like that you think is like a really strong and a good way for creators to kind of sort of promote their NFTs and give something back to their fans essentially?
Well, absolutely, and this is where NFTs really come into their own. We actually did this ourselves when we hope you don't mind us talking about a previous promotion, but we work with Lewis Capaldi, for those of you who don't know. And we actually, in promoting his NFT drop, we actually dropped a personal message from him to all of our Bondly token holders and NFT holders. So they, in their wallet, they had this surprise video message from Lewis Capaldi,
Wow.
just basically saying, come and join me on what day it was for our unique drop. So, and the reason you can do that is because because of the fact it's a transaction in the blockchain, and at any point you can see what wallet owns what NFTs. It allows creators to be able to do things like that. You can do surprise and delights. You can do access related utility around NFTs. So, for example, all of those who bought this particular NFT from me now they have access to, you know, a gated channel, whether that's on Discord or elsewhere. You know, and obviously as the infrastructure is built around NFTs, there's going to be even more opportunities around this. And this all comes about because, as I mentioned, NFTs have that unique trait of proof of ownership. And that's really what unlocks the key to all this utility. And I know there's some really exciting stuff coming, you know, from you guys on this. So it's a really exciting space.
Totally. Yeah, we're going to be talking about utility constantly on our socials for, you know, forever pretty much. So definitely exciting there. So yeah, I'd like to sort of close off the live stream with this topic, kind of the future of NFTs from your both individual perspectives. Jason, would you like to talk a little bit about what you think the future of NFTs are, like what's coming next, and how would you sort of see this industry evolving? Obviously there's a lot we don't know, but like just from like what we've seen so far, it'd be good to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, well, I think that, you're speaking NFTs, you're eventually speaking, metaverse and Web3, right? And so I think that eventually metaverse will make extended reality experiences like more accessible and prominent, I think. So like instead of having just like right now where we have like kind of virtual worlds and like avatars, I think it'll be a more of an immersive experience, and having NFTs is actually going to be helpful in that regard. And I think speaking a little bit to what Chaz had been spoke about earlier, is like as people are going to look at your NFTs as your virtual identity and seeing when you got into the space, how early on you knew that you were going to be part of it. I think that's so important in the future of the creator economy when it comes to the metaverse. I think content creators will help drive additional revenue with the metaverse too, and with regard not only to NFTs when it comes to digital collectibles, but also like NFTs when it comes to like the non-fungible aspect of it, like having certifications, etc. Going through that. And so really opening up new channels for creators to monetize their brand and be transparent into their business models going forward. I think that's the really cool thing about this whole space. And of course, we're allowing that to happen in the more ease, frictionless way here with our Mint on Demand service.
Yeah. And Charles, what's your kind of perspective on the future of NFTs in the metaverse?
Yeah, I mean, this is a topic that could take up a whole another live stream.
Yeah, no.
So
for sure.
you have to stop me if I go on too long. But look, I actually, funny enough, Jason, I mean, obviously, absolutely agree with what you're saying. The identity piece, I think, is actually one that is often overlooked, but actually, I think could become the key to everything. Now, metaverse is the platform, okay, but ultimately, what is identity in the metaverse, right? How can I be an individual in that context without NFTs? And actually, there's a wider discussion around NFTs and identity. You think about things like your health records or your driving license or your passport. One day, it makes sense for those to be NFTs because they can be, you can never lose them. They're on the blockchain. You can obviously replicate them in a wallet anywhere in the world, anytime, as long as you, and of course, your key is your identity, right? So you own your identity. It's the ownership of your own identity. It's actually taking back control. Those of you in the UK, well, not in the context of where it's used in the UK, but certainly you can take back control of your identity. And that's a really, really important aspect of it. Now, going back to the metaverse, think about what that means in regards to your avatar, your clothing, how you wish to express yourself. Everything from your hairstyle, it could be commoditized and sold by creators. And so you think about actually realistically where this is going. It's using NFTs as that ability to create yourself in a online capacity in a way that no one else can replicate or own, and that's really powerful, and I think that's where NFTs will become really, really, really important as we start to expand into the metaverse. And people think about the metaverse as almost like a game, but actually I see it as much more as like the natural evolution of the internet. It's going to become everything that you do now on the internet, but in a much more immersive experience, in a much more immersive way. So you think about online shopping. I can actually go into my supermarket. I can pick products off the shelf. I can chat to the cashier. All the things that people say that they like to do in the physical world, I could do in the metaverse, and you will do one day. So then at that point, NFTs will absolutely become the underlying, I guess, commerce layer of the metaverse. So that's getting all a bit, macro, but sort of taking it back into into sort of the creator space. As I've mentioned before, NFTs become that opportunity for creators to really blur the lines, as I mentioned, between the creator and the fan. And I think identity is one of the most powerful ways of doing that. But there's also all sorts of other things around, as you mentioned before, Jason, licensing. So we're looking at things like fractionalized licensing. If I sell a song or release a track, I think is what the cool kids say, isn't it? Then obviously I can make sure that is, when people purchase an NFT version of that, maybe it's one of only 1,000 or 10,000, but those are the only ones in existence, and they can in effect part own the license to that song. And when that song is then used elsewhere, all the licensing rights, etc., go back to those fans. And that's again, a super powerful application. I think that we're going to see a lot more of in the near future, and I certainly hope to see a lot more through Spring as well. I think that all the creators out there listening to this, get ahead of it, because honestly, this train is coming, and you hop on board now. And honestly, I think it's going to be, it's going to really set you up to create some really, really interesting experiences for your fans.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was really insightful. So yeah, I think that's going to kind of close up the live stream. So thank you so much both for joining. It's been super interesting to hear both of your different perspectives. But yeah, we're going to definitely be sharing more about, different strategies for like launching an NFT. Obviously some more case studies coming up when we get more creators launching. So stay tuned on our socials for that. But in the meantime, have a great day, everyone. Thanks so much for joining, and we'll probably be back for more live streams, so just keep an eye on our stories for more. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.